My name is Peter Robbins, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this information webinar about our really exciting program of a Master's in Insight and Innovation, which we run in conjunction with our friends and colleagues in Bord Bia. So over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, you'll hear, I'm just introducing you. I'm going to introduce you to Karen Connaughton, who's head of the Bord Bia's Talent Academy, who's going to tell you a little bit about Bord Bia, their role and the exciting things that they do. I will then tell you a little bit about the program, and we're delighted to be joined by a young woman called Chloe Harrison, who is just about to submit her dissertation in the next couple of weeks to complete the program. And then we've one other testimonial from Kathy McHugh, and then we'd like to hear some questions from you. So Karen, I'll hand over to you.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everyone, and I'd like to welcome you to this afternoon's webinar, and thank you for taking the time to find out more about Bord Bia's Insights and Innovation programme in partnership with DCU Business School. So firstly, let me introduce myself. I am Karen. I am the Industry Talent Manager here for Bord Bia, and I'm also an alumni of the Bord Bia Talent Academy. I do hope you find the webinar beneficial, and all of us here on the panel are happy to take any questions you may have in the chat box or at the end of the webinar. And I just want to let you know that today's webinar is being recorded also. So firstly, in case anyone who doesn't know who Bord Bia is or what we do, Bord Bia is the Irish Food Board and is a semi-state agency. Our role is to market and promote Irish food, drink and horticulture to customers worldwide and in Ireland itself on the basis of sustainability, traceability and quality. Bord Bia provides services and supports to the Irish food and drink industry across 4 key areas. The first one is reputation. Bord Bia develops marketing campaigns at home and abroad to support and enhance the reputation of the Irish food, drink and horticulture industry. You may have seen our quality assurance ads, sector campaigns and bloom campaigns on TV and online. Second one is insights. We provide market and consumer insights and intelligence to support the growth for the Irish food, drink and horticulture industry. The third is growth. So we help to build the capability of the businesses to elevate, plan and deliver growth in priority markets. And fourth is talent. So the Bord Bia's Talent Academy equips talent participants with the skills necessary to drive the growth of the Irish food, drink and horticulture industry. So Bord Bia acts as a link between Irish food and drink and horticulture suppliers and existing and potential customers throughout the world. And we do this across our 14 international offices in locations such as London, Paris, Madrid, Milan, Dubai, Shanghai, New York. That's just to name a few of them. So overall in the Bord Bia Talent Academy, the Insights and Innovation is one of our 4 master's programs that we run with leading universities in order to attract and retain talent in the Irish food and drink industry. The Irish food and drink industry is Ireland's largest employer and the most important Indigenous industry. And being a part of the Talent Academy can take you to amazing places in your career through your experience and the Bord Bia Talent Academy alumni network. So the aim of the Talent Academy is to bring new talented people who are ambitious and want to make a real impact and change within the Irish food drink industry and also the wider industry, using their insights skills to make decisions about food and drink products. Within this programme, students will gain and develop skills necessary to excel and have a long, successful career. And as mentioned, I had the experience of coming through the Bord Bia Talent Academy. I was a marketing fellow in 2016. And I can completely recommend the Talent Academy programmes and the opportunities they provide. So regarding the Insights and Innovation programme, this is the 4th iteration that we're currently running. The food and drink industry can really take you to really exciting places throughout your career, and the Bord Bia Talent Academy really helps that. So on this 15-month programme, we're offering 15 full scholarship positions. So this is where you'll study a Master's in Insights and Innovation in DCU Business School. The programme combines both academic and industry placement experience. So we're looking for candidates with a minimum of 2 to 3 years experience from all sectors and roles. And also on the programme, we offer a 30k bursary per annum. And finally, the programme offers outstanding career advancement opportunities, which is a focus all throughout the program. So from here, I'm going to hand you back over to Peter. I do hope to see you at assessment centres. I will be staying on for the rest of the webinar, so if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them. And I wish you the best of luck. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks a million, Karen. Yeah, I just thought that the food and drink industry is really a hotbed of innovation and creativity. And I'm thinking, when you're at the outset of your career or at an inflection point in your career and you're thinking, what are the kind of things you want from a career? I think you want, if I may project, a certain sort of dynamism and vibrancy and excitement. And most people don't want to be in a red ocean competing for 1% market share or to shave 1% off costs. People want to make a meaningful difference in an exciting industry. And I thought I'd just share with you a week in food and drink. There's a very good journal called The Grocer in the UK, and they track new product introductions and things that are happening in the industry. But just to give you a sense of like 1 week, first of all, in different parts of the value chain, you've heard of Shopify, no doubt, but there's a new Turkish company that's done a joint venture now with Sainsbury's that they will deliver your shopping in 15 minutes. So they're kind of bringing the Deliveroo concept or Just Eat into grocery retail. There's innovation right across all sectors. So in beverages, the segmentation is so precise that they figured out that there's a whole cohort of people who want to drink all week, but maybe they want a lighter alcohol content for their midweek. So this lighter, refreshing Corona Leggera is for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Whereas the rest of the stuff, you can drink for the rest of the week. Moretti, the Italian beer, have decided that there's something, a quality in the marine salt of the Sicilian salt, and they've added that to their beer. And then Brewdog have decided to take on Diageo with their own stout. And then, of course, we've got vegetarians, flexitarians, pescatarians, and there's a whole raft of new products and ready meals coming out to serve emerging cohorts. There's new food regulations that allow cannabis derivatives, and they have a calming influence, they have a pain relieving influence, and they're being added now to beers. And then we've got fermented kombucha launches and relaunches and stuff. And then of course the evidence of open innovation, where most big ideas are a result of partnerships and collaborations and stuff, and two big names come together to bring the big brand taste and the technological know-how. And then in the retail sector itself, there's a relentless pressure on price, driving down price competition, with everybody having various offers and coupons and vouchers and price competition. What we've discovered is that in 2021, there were 25,000 launches in this area. That means that nobody can be complacent. There's for every bit of shelf space you have in Tesco or Dunnes or SuperValu, somebody is targeting it. That's about 500 new product ideas a week. It shows that innovation is the lifeblood of this industry. It's not just the holy grail that people aspire to. It's an absolute table stakes in this industry. Now, the interesting thing is that over 80% of these products and services will be gone in under 9 months, because they'll have failed to really nail the consumer insight. They won't have read the market appropriately, and they'll have gone after a sort of a phantom opportunity, and they will lose their listings. So failure is much more common than success, and innovation is, it's innovate or liquidate in these areas. So, and as an example of this, might be Ireland's Edge, which you might have seen in December had to be discontinued after a multi-million advertising campaign, trying to take on Guinness without really a consumer insight, except a little bit of taste insight, but not an adequate consumer insight. So this is just one sort of high-profile example of products that are launched and fail because they haven't quite finessed, understood, triaged, leveraged, actioned a consumer insight properly. So, what's happening is we've entered a decade of personalization and specialism. Over the next 10 years, manufacturers will have to tailor their offer to more demanding consumer cohorts. targeting solutions at often very polarized groups: vegetarians, the flexitarian, people focused on nutrition, people focused on local climatarians, people focused on functional foods. All of these are emerging new groups. And that means that companies will need to access deeper and richer, more meaningful insights. They'll have to use tools like design thinking. They'll have to focus on circularity and on sustainability, and they'll have to build stronger brands to withstand both the price competition and the generic competition. And they'll have to build more and better networks. And all of that speaks to what we do here in DCU, which is managing innovation like a profession, like a corporate profession, the way marketing, HR, and IT are managed. So in terms of the program, we've consulted internally, externally to get some values appropriate to the program. And first, it needs, of course, to signal that this is a top-level academic. This speaks to top-level academic excellence. It's then that excellence is a hallmark of the program and a hallmark of the successful graduates. And secondly, within those graduates, we embed an entrepreneurial spirit, a determination to look beyond the obvious and to seek higher ground rather than common ground. And then this master's has to have unparalleled or unrivaled professional excellence and relevance, as well as the academic rigor. And that's why so much of the learning is scaffolded outside the lecture hall. We want graduates then who will seek responsible and sustainable growth opportunities. And to accomplish this, we provide a high challenge and high support learning environment. And finally, we want the graduates to have an open global outlook and an inclination to seek partnerships and to develop networks. Our master's degree contains, as all master's degrees do, 90 credits, and they're allocated across a portfolio of modules which are sequenced and paced along the innovation value chain so that the contents of the program mirror the rhythm of the work placement that our participants will be engaged in. We open with strategy and sustainability. We introduce consumer insights and approaches to prototyping, testing, and researching ideas. And in semester 2, excuse me, we introduce brand and marketing strategy, design thinking. We also introduce professional and career development as a credit-bearing module. And in semester 3, we reprise sustainability through the marketing lens. We introduce digital opportunities of like AI in the food and beverage sector. And finally, in the ultimate phase, we cover the commercialization of innovation, where, converting ideas into invoices, if you like. And we complete the professional and career development piece for the students, and they get to work on their capstone project. And this time we're introducing more of an MBA type of applied consultancy project. So that's the rhythm of the program. And then the question is, we've now run it, it's now been run 3 times, and we kind of have a sense of what are the hallmarks of somebody who's very successful here. I think the middle column at the top is people who are really passionate about the industry. This is an investment by Bord Bia and therefore by the Irish state in the education and training, upskilling of people to really make a difference, to be game changers in the industry. So the first thing is people have to be passionate about the food and drink industry. And maybe, in any of the interviewing and competency center stuff, we'll be asking for evidence of that. You need to have a degree, an undergraduate degree. We're really looking for, I suppose, people who are driving innovation. The sort of things that suggest that you'll be good at that would be evidence of being an initiator, that you've started something, that you've gone somewhere and you've realized something was missing, or you've sensed a gap in something, whether it's sort of social or sporting or commercial, and you've initiated something. So we'll be looking, and that goes with the sort of design thinking, which is about, generating ideas, but with a bias towards action. And we want people with a high level of curiosity. I mean, I think anywhere you look in terms of the World Economic Forum or any other skills auditing group, it'll always be about creativity, agility, flexibility. So they're the key things that we're looking for. And before, I think this is a video of Kathy McHugh, but before I do that, can I ask if Chloe happens to be on the call? And I'm going to take that as a no. So let me just share with you the experience of one of our participants, Kathy McHugh, who is just, as I say, completing her dissertation and about to embark on the next glorious phase of her very exciting career. But for the last year, she's been working with Powerscourt Distillery. Oh, sorry.
My name is Kathy McHugh. I'm currently part of the MSc Insights and Innovation with Bord Bia and DCU, and I'm on placement with the Powerscourt Distillery. I think the highlight of the course for me has been the people it's connected me with. So classmates, coaches, academics, and industry experts who've offered us the opportunity to develop a really rich network inside of our organizations, and also a breadth of knowledge, experience, and opinion that has really, really helped all of us, I think, along the way. The Bord Bia DCU MSc in Insights and Innovation has offered me the opportunity to really deepen my knowledge in a multitude of areas over the last 15 months, from design thinking to innovation strategy, consumer insight to sustainable enterprise. It's equipped me with the skills to transcend raw data and derive meaningful insights. And my time on placement with Powerscourt Distillery has really enabled me to apply those insights in a real world setting and turn the theory into tangible and impactful outcomes. I feel my placement with Powerscourt Distillery offered me exposure to all facets of business because it's quite a small company by comparison to other companies that students on the course are with. I've taken part in projects, everything from a retail review to category intelligence reports for markets. And I'm currently working on a report that will deal with the pertinent sustainability issues that are facing the company both now and in the future. I would fully recommend the DCU MSc in Insights and Innovation with Bord Bia to anyone who feels that they're interested and are willing to contribute enough to it. My time on the course has been really, really rewarding. I feel that it's impacted both my professional perspective and skill set. The people it's connected me with have been fantastic. My time on placement has given me the opportunity to bridge theory and contribution and really show what an impact what I'm learning can have. It can be fast-paced, it's dynamic, and it can be demanding at times, but overall it's a really rewarding program.
So that's just one of our 15 students that are completing this iteration of the program. Pretty much all of those have now secured really exciting jobs in some fantastic companies. So there's a very high demand for the people who come on board on the program. So let me just conclude by saying that we will, when people apply for the program, we'll invite people to come to a competency center interview. And these are the sort of things that we'll be asking about. But the thing that I think really has to be evident is a passion for the food and drink industry. We want people to be able to give an elevator pitch and say something really compelling about why they deserve the opportunity and what an impact they're likely to make. We'll want them to be thinking about, having done their due diligence on Bord Bia, about the sectors in which it operates, about the stars of its portfolio and the markets in which it has great strengths. And we'll want people, of course, to be themselves, because the food and drink industry requires people who are individualistic and who are creative. So I think that's all we have to broadcast to you. And now the question is, we'd love to hear from you and see if there are any questions you might have. So you can either put them into the chat and David will relay them to us, or I think he can figuratively give you the microphone and you can ask us some questions. So I'm going to stop sharing and thank you for your attention.
So, Peter, we have a question here from Anna Connolly asking, is the program age restricted? As one of the slides said, that it would have been aged 24 to 30. And she would have thought that the career inflection point can happen later into your 30s. What would be your take on that?
Yeah, sorry. And I'd say, the career inflection point can happen into your 50s too. There's definitely no doubt about that. I think we wouldn't have any reservations about having somebody in their 30s on the program. We've just found that it's easy that the employment opportunities seem to be more readily available. 30s is perfectly fine. It's when we've had people in their 40s or late 40s, they seem to have more difficulty at the end of the program, but it's not deterministic, and perhaps it isn't even age related. So I would say to Ms. Connolly to apply, where we'd be very happy to have somebody in their 30s.
So, Peter, our next question here is from Yash saying, they're an international aspirant and their second application for the program. And is it just, are they limiting the 15 seats to Irish residents only?
Well, maybe I'll say something about that, and then I might ask Karen to say something. I think that probably the opportunities are not limited to Irish residents. We have a US person completing at the moment. I suppose the thing that we have to bear in mind is we're the channel or the conduit for Irish taxpayers' money trying to build an Irish industry. So I would say to Yash, if their intention is to remain in Ireland or connected to Ireland, then that's something we'd want to be sort of talking about, or that they would want to really impress on us. If their thing is to take the masters and move elsewhere, then we probably would feel guilty that that's not a good use of the bursary. So that question would really fall back to them. If they were able to be clear and be honestly upfront saying that it's their intention to remain within Ireland, to work for an Irish company, to build businesses and jobs for Irish companies, then of course we'd be delighted to have them on the program.
Yeah,
Karen.
and once you can really show a connection to Ireland and your understanding of the Irish food, drink and horticulture industry and why you want to come into the industry and be a part of it, that's something we're really looking at from an interview stage as well. But as Peter said, we've had other nationalities be on the programme, so it's really about, how you demonstrate at interview and why you want to be a part of the industry and stay in the industry post-programme.
Exactly. I can see somebody's asking about a tech background. A tech background would not be a barrier in the least. The thing is, you would want to show some simultaneous interest in the industry, but a tech background could be extremely helpful because we're doing modules on the digitization and all of this idea now of customization and the use of AI, and a lot of the weaving together or the braiding together of science and culinary arts. Digital plays a big part, and tech plays a big part in that. So that wouldn't be a barrier as long as it is accompanied with some tangible evidence of a kind of a deep interest in food and drink.
Just to follow on to that, sorry, Peter. So the whole purpose of the Talent Academy is to bring talented people into the industry and to retain them in the industry after the programme. So we've had multiple people come into the Talent Academy from different backgrounds, such as hospitality, finance, the automobile industry, healthcare, food science. So yeah, we open it up to different people, but you just have to show that passion and the reasoning why you want to come into the food and drink industry.
Okay, as for the application stuff, the applications, we're in the middle of them now, aren't we? Our closing date, I think.
Monday.
So, Peter, our closing date is the 18th.
Yeah, this
Next
Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
And then we go into interviews then at the beginning of April, and they'll continue into May, which will be first round, and then second round will be towards the end of May. So offers will probably be at the beginning of June. So that's when you're likely to hear back, and that's the process.
Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
How open are we if somebody can't quite get it done by Monday? We probably are a little.
Well, if someone's really interested, I would say get your application in as soon as possible. But if you are a few days past the deadline, we'll keep the link just open for a few days if someone is a few just has missed the window. But I would encourage you to try get your application in by the 18th of March, which is Monday.
And is there an opportunity to undertake placement abroad to promote Irish food industry? Well, I'd say you have plenty of those in other programs, not in this program, isn't that right?
Yeah. So just on that question, for the Insights and Innovation program, so this program, the way it's set up is you'll do your academic side with DCU Business School, and then the placement is undertaken with Irish client companies within the Republic of Ireland. So there's no international placements on this current program, but there is on some of our other programs, such as the Marketing Fellowship program, the Origin Green Ambassador program, and the International Grad program. So I would say if your interest is to go abroad as part of one of these programs, it would be to look at them other three programs I've just mentioned. But I would say each of our programs are all focused on a speciality area. So that's what you really should be focusing on if that's the route you're looking at. So whether it's sustainability or sales and marketing or insights and innovation, you should be kind of looking at that speciality area rather than the placement locations.
Okay, thanks, Karen. Can you give an example of potential companies who you'd work with? Well, we have loads of those. So, well, Lorraine, I might ask you then to run through a list of.
Yes, of course, Peter. Hello, everyone. My name is Lorraine O'Reilly. I'm the program manager on the program. So the kinds of companies that people work with are companies like IDL, Kerry, Dawn Farms. They're some of our bigger companies. And then they'd also work on companies like Lakeland Dairies, Bewley's, Flavins. So they cut across dairy, meat, PCF, prepared consumer foods, beverage companies. And the opportunity is to work with them on this program for or to be placed in with them for 10 months. And in that placement, you will get to apply all the great knowledge that you're learning in DCU and apply it in a real live setting. So you'll work on things like insights generation, category analysis, market opportunity analysis, innovation strategy, design thinking and brainstorming, brand NPD, that kind of work in these great Irish food and drink companies of all sizes, SME and corporate. And just to pick up on something else that was mentioned a few minutes ago about the 18th deadline, if anybody is really passionate about it and they have difficulties in getting the application, please get in touch with me and we can talk through and see what we can do around that as well, especially if you're interested and you know that you're going to miss that deadline of a day or two. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody. Okay, Peter?
Yeah, thanks a million, Lorraine. And I think that's one of the really exciting things about it is we have this sort of breathtaking spectrum from a company like Flavins that are focused on really expanding out everything, oat milk, oat biscuits, everything, and a real local company that's been there for hundreds of years, through to Tirlán and Kerry that are buying companies and acquiring companies around the world and integrating them into their own ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So we have a wonderful spectrum of things where you get to do, focus on really big things in big companies and then get to work right across, like in companies like Powerscourt, etc. Do you want to say anything, Lorraine, about where our graduates are going this time?
Yeah, and just to continue that point, Peter, so then what we're trying to do for the candidates and the companies is to make sure there's a good fit. And depending on people's experience, including someone there who just said they had a tech background, that we have had people on the program who have come from, human science, agri-food science, data analytics backgrounds, not just business, marketing, research, and insight. And it's that diversity that we're looking for in the placements and on the program, because that's where the richness comes from. And as a result of that, they work on they apply all their great knowledge then into those kinds of issues in the businesses across those things I talked about: innovation strategy, NPD, marketing, etc. And on the back of it, then they go to quite a range of different companies. Some of the current cohort have been employed by the companies they had placements in. So that would be the companies like Dawn Farms or Kerry, IDL. Also Bewley's and Flavins, they have been offered roles there. There's no guarantee of that, of course, but sometimes it emerges through at the end of the placement. And others then have gone to companies like West Coast Distillery, Intrepid Spirits, Coca-Cola, Heineken, etc. So again, very, very prestigious companies with great career opportunities, and all trying to make their mark out there and making their mark successfully in the whole space of insight-led innovation. So it's really exciting. It's actually now as they've all handed in their dissertations, and that they're in a really, really exciting place this point in their career after completing the program.
Okay, thanks, Lorraine. So can the placement be paid separately by the partner organization, or is there an agreement with the partner organization? Oh, that's an interesting question. The way the thing is structured at the moment is that Bord Bia through DCU administer the bursary of 30,000 euros, which is exempt from tax. So it is the equivalent of a considerably higher salary. And the companies who participate are members of Bord Bia. They have to be qualify under certain strict guidelines around their sustainability credentials through Origin Green, and they pay a small fee, but those things are totally separate. There's not an arrangement where this partner pays the participant. If I'm reading the question correctly, those things are very separate. If you come on the program and it's a full-time program, devote yourself fully to it and engage with the organization and the work that they provide for you and the sort of exciting innovation issues and new products and things they're trying to develop. Bord Bia look after a bursary for you, and you're on an educational program. It's very different from a job where the company is paying you. Hopefully it evolves into a job at the end, but during the period of the masters, it's a bursary.
Yeah, so just with that, so on the program, it is a full scholarship program. So you'll always be a full-time student of DCU Business School during the program, and then it's a fully funded scholarship for your Masters in Insights and Innovation. And then the bursary as well is provided through Bord Bia, and it's all administered by DCU Business School. So it's not paid directly from the client company that you're on placement with, or you won't be a full employee of that company. You'll always be a full-time student during the program, because it is a bursary you're being provided and a full-time scholarship. So I hope that clarifies that question. And I see another question there about the other master's programs, when they'll be opened. So the Marketing Fellowship program opens in May. That won't commence until March 2025. And then the International Grad program opens in September. And that program then starts in June 2025. And the Origin Green Ambassador program will look to open applications in early 2025.
Great, thanks, Karen. And Yash has come back with some details of experience, etc. Yes, so please do apply. And just as we said, those are the issues that we'd really want to tease out about a commitment, a passion about the industry. It looks like you were able to evidence that, and a passion about the country and the connection with that. So yeah, so time is moving on. We're going to run another talk, Karen, is that right? On on March the 21st, is it?
Yes, so we'll come on again if anyone has any further questions for us. But I would just highlight what we really are looking for is people who have a real passion for the food and drink industry and are looking for a new opportunity, especially if your focus is all around insights and innovation. It's a really exciting space, and you'll get so much learnings through Board Bia and DCU Business School and other industry experts. So I would say if you are considering it and really thinking about it, you should definitely apply. They are fantastic opportunities. As I said, I came through it myself. And a really interesting piece is when you ask a lot of the people who've got onto the programme when they were applying if they ever thought they'd get through. They'd never think they will, but so I'm proof of it, and loads of my other colleagues are proof of it. There is fantastic opportunities. So if you are interested, definitely submit your application. I really do hope I see some of you at assessment centres, and seeing you then joining the programme. We begin it in October.
Okay, thanks a million, Karen. I couldn't agree more. Please do apply. It's a life-changing opportunity. And but are there any questions? Any further questions?
I'd say if anyone does have any questions, they can always reach us out on LinkedIn, or Lorraine has given that fantastic offer of reaching directly out to her as well. If you have any questions or need any assistance with the application, please feel free to use that opportunity also.
Okay, well, we'll say, David, will you just confirm when we're on air again? So we will wish you well and wish you a happy Patrick's Day. Say delighted that you're interested and that you've attended, and we hope to that you follow that up with an application. And we're going to be talking, I think, on the evening of the 21st, isn't it? Is that right?
I think it's the 20th.
20th. Okay. So we'll email everybody out who's on our mailing list, and on our both the DCU website under MSc in Insights and Innovation, there is a huge amount of data. Now that we've run the course a few times, we've got videos, we've got testimonials, we've got program outline, structure. There's a whole wealth of information there. And similarly on the corresponding page on Board Bia, there's links to all sorts of stuff there. So
sorry, Peter, we just had Anna just came back to say thanks Anna for joining, really appreciate it, and I hope you're looking forward to the bank holiday weekend. And Nicola O'Grady is just after saying she's self-employed, is it okay for her to apply? Nicola, yeah, once you can demonstrate your interest in the industry and why you want to take part, I would say definitely submit your application. We'd love to see you come in. And actually, Lorraine, didn't we have on the previous cohort someone had just set up a business as well?
Yes. On the previous cohort, there was a lady who had set up a coffee business during COVID, and she managed to get all of that managed and participate in the program. So look, yeah, absolutely, it's a great sign of innovation, entrepreneurship, and passion for the industry. So absolutely, all backgrounds seriously welcomed, as long as you demonstrate those criteria you and Peter have been speaking about.
I think that's all the questions. We can just stay on for another minute or two, Peter, but we can say thank you to everyone.
Yes, thanks everybody, and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.